guys, you're here with Olivia, and in this review we're going to be talking about an action-filled, super cool, hilarious comedy movie, Tropic Thunder, featuring the main character who's played by Ben Stiller, because this is a Ben Stiller film, Jack Black, Robert Downey Jr., Tom Cruise, and many more. Now, Tropic Thunder is an older movie. It didn't come out recent. It's one of those classics like Zoolander. So I'm sure most of you guys have heard of it. Now, personally, I love this movie. A lot of people don't really like it or have some interesting opinions on it because it's very, satirical. I think that's how you say it, satirical, something like that. But they did some pretty interesting things that a lot of people who are more sensitive might take offense to. Now, this movie is like a movie within a movie. It starts out where they're filming a movie for the Vietnam War, but they're kind of struggling. The actors are fighting. They're not getting much done. So their director, the person who's making this film, is getting fed up. So he drops them on this island with cameras set up everywhere, and he's like, okay, this is up to you guys. No more in your nice fancy hotels behind a green screen. No, you're taking the real deal here. We're doing this the old-fashioned way. Which these guys are just actors, okay? And they're from all sorts of different things. One of the guys isn't even an actual actor. He just does a commercial. One of the characters, who's played by Robert Downey Jr., is a white guy who they blackfaced and made him a black guy for the movie. And not only did they do this in the actual movie, but they did it in real life too to play the actual movie. So these are just regular dudes. Anywho, they get dropped off in this island and it does not go as planned. The director ends up dying because he steps on this trap thing that blows him up, while the rest of the actors just think he's faking it. And he just made him look like he was dying, but he's actually still alive, and it was all for show. So the actors are like, it's okay, let's just go through and proceed with the movie. So then they take their journey through there, not knowing that it was actually real and he actually did die. Now, I won't spoil it or say anything else. I'll just leave it at that because this movie is hilarious. There's a lot of situational irony that we know as the audience is oh no, turn around. No, you have no idea what's going on. And the people in the movie are like, nope, it's all for show, as awful things are happening to them. Although, like I mentioned before, a lot of people wanted to cancel this movie because, even though the plot sounds good and intriguing, they definitely made fun of a lot of different cultures, a lot of different people and ideas. So if you, aren't someone who's really into that, you have, kind of a very dry humor and just don't like movies that can, be somewhat offensive, then maybe this movie isn't for you. Although everybody did amazing in this movie, even Jack Black, and I know some of the movies that he acts in and does aren't the greatest. Ahem, Dear Santa. But he was actually kind of a cool, funny character in this movie. And Ben Stiller, of course, was just fantastic. And the line of dialogue between the characters was phenomenal. What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people? Watch the movie and you'll understand that reference. And this movie is just gorgeous, too. I mean, it takes place in, a jungle 90% of the movie. Just not at the very beginning or, the very, very end. And we all love a movie that has a beautiful setting, whether it's in the jungle, in the woods, in, a snowy area or, a desert. Something that's, away from, the city or stuff that we have to see every single day. Now, this movie moves super fast, too, because there's constant, action, constant entertainment. I don't know exactly how long it is. I want to believe it's an hour and 40 minutes. I don't think it's 2 hours, but even if it is 2 hours, it honestly goes by so quick. It's just a simple movie, Nothing super complex happens. It's simple, kind of all over the place in the sense that, something's always happening to the characters and there's always drama going on, but it's a good drama. It's good, not super confusing, not oh my gosh, this is so frustrating. It's fun and funny. Because once again, this is a comedy and they really throw out the comedy, which I do appreciate. I think I myself might be going through a Tropic Thunder situation very soon here because I keep hearing noises all around me. I'm in like the deep depths of like a forest area. There's weird animals howling and making noises. I keep hearing stuff moving in like the bushes. All that fun stuff. But anyway, I'd give this movie a peak pure 10 out of 10. It's hilarious. The action is intense. And I really love how it like equalizes those two and ties them together, where everything, like the plot still makes sense. And it's still fun to watch, because sometimes if you have like a comedy action or a comedy horror or like something else, it'll have one of those things, but then it will be lacking in the other department. But this movie did a great job of having an equal amount of comedy and action. And the characters really add to the story, because like I kind of mentioned earlier, they're all different from each other. And the two main characters, Robert Downey Jr. and Ben Stiller, their characters in the movie are kind of like competing against each other. So you just gotta appreciate like everything that's going on and all the stuff with the characters too. I actually just watched the movie Shaun of the Dead, which is like a comedy zombie action horror movie. So if you guys want to see a review of that, please let me know, because I'd love to, review it. And that's another movie, for example, that has an equal amount of like comedy, action, horror. It's just like a very fun, entertaining movie overall, much like Tropic Thunder, even though they are two completely different movies. But if y'all won't be really interested in seeing it, then I won't review it. But anywho, like a surprising factor in this movie, Tropic Thunder, was Tom Cruise. I'm like 90% sure it was Tom Cruise though. Anywho, he was in this movie and they didn't show him in any of the trailers. He was kind of like a mystery surprise character, and he was just great in this movie. He played like an ugly looking dude, which a lot of people think he's like super good looking, so it was just funny how he like is like this good looking dude in real life, but then in this movie he played like this bald guy, kind of had a gut, wasn't very appealing looking, and he wanted to do this too. He like wanted to do everything in the movie. He actually gave Ben Stiller and the people making Tropic Thunder ideas for his character. He's like, hey, I want to do this in the movie. I want to look like this. I want to act like this. So it was really funny, because in the movie, he plays his part so well. He's like dancing, got a whole mood going on. He's a vibe. And Tropic Thunder is just a really new concept. I mean, there's not really any movies like it, because not only could it be super hurtful and offensive to a lot of people and make some very, like, not okay comments, the plot and storyline is just so different and unique. And I love the idea and concept. It's what, like, makes this movie so fantastic. Now, as a 16-year-old teenager, new generation, this movie still does hold up. Personally, in my opinion, I love it. And I don't think it was too much. I don't think it should get, like, canceled. I thought it was perfect. They didn't, like, overstep boundaries and overdo things. They were still like, somewhat respectful, because they were also making fun of themselves. Like, they were making fun of their own dialogue that they created. Like, for example, when they made Robert Downey Jr. black, they had an actual black character in the movie already. So the whole time, Robert Downey Jr. would like make comments and actually like act like he was black in the movie, and the other character would just be ripping on him like, now why are you talking and acting like this? You're white. So they did kind of make fun of themselves about it. Honestly, there's nothing much more I can say about this movie. It's action-packed, hilarious. Ben Stiller was amazing. He never fails to serve. This movie still holds up very well, very funny, very awesome. So if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Let me know if you guys do want a Shaun of the Dead movie review. I'd be happy to deliver. And let me know in the comments if you've seen this movie and what you think of it. This movie's great. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like if you've enjoyed, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any more reviews. And I hope I'll see you around.